Hey everybody, welcome to Around the Twist, episode 293. It is April 26th, 2017, and thank you guys so much for understanding about last week. It's just been crazy around here, which I'll get into when we get into various and sundry. It's why I have no makeup. I have washed my hair. I haven't brushed my hair today. And it's after 3 and I'm on my second cup of coffee. So that I need a lot more of. It's San Marco cherry cobbler today, and it's really good. So, 2 weeks. What have you all been up to? Things have been crazy in various ways. And I haven't done a whole lot in terms of crafting, but I have done a bit more in the last week than I did in the previous one, which is part of why I didn't record. Things had been so crazy between work and just sheer exhaustion and having family out for Easter and having to organize all of that, plus picked up an extra day at work because they didn't have a charge nurse. So that kind of ate into my crafting time. But, and I'll show you the one thing that I did during that week. It's coming up. It's sitting over here. But first thing first, what I have been working on, Sarah's Dublin Bay Socks. So my friend Sarah is actually currently visiting. She's waiting for me upstairs. She's been here a few days now. She's been here about a week now, and about 5 days. She got here last Wednesday. Something like that. Wednesday? Yeah, she came in on Wednesday, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to record, but I can't, no. She came in here, drove out Tuesday or Wednesday, I don't even remember, and now it's the following Wednesday, so she's been here about a week, yeah. And she is like the least needy house guest ever, so I'm working on her Dublin Bay Socks. So these are the Dublin Bay Socks by Ryan Morrissey. I am knitting them up in yarn she chose out of my stash. It is, hang on, I'm finding the tag. Yarn from the Cyborg's Craft Room. It's her Socolate base, which is a 75-25. There we go. Superwash Merino and Nylon blend. Fingering weight yarn. And the colorway is I Cried Aloud at Night. And kind of get an idea. Oop, that's not going to focus because of that needle. There we go. So there's all these different shades, and it looks more like here. This a little darker. It's not quite so blue. So one sock has been done for a while. And work has just been so crazy that I would get home at night. I would grab the bag and be like, okay, I have to start the second sock. And I would sit it next to me on the couch and then just sit there and not do anything, just sit there and stare at the TV. And 2 hours later, get up and go to bed and be like, I didn't touch Sarah's socks. So I have, mainly because of an hour-and-a-half long work meeting yesterday. I cast on before I left for the meeting and got a tangled mess is what I've got. Oh my good gravy. No, oh, it did not, thank goodness. So using a US 1, a 2.25 millimeter needle, I did. Now granted, I was being interactive at this meeting. I was paying attention. I wasn't continuously knitting. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I did 10 rows of 1x1 rib. So it's a wee piddling little effort at a sock. But I started the sock. And now I can't remember how many rows of ribbing I have to go. It's probably like 18 or something insane like that, because that's what I do to myself. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I only did 16. Oh, so I have 6 more rows of ribbing to go. I can get that done tonight before bed. Hopefully. These won't be done before Sarah heads back to Minnesota. in the next 5, I think she's leaving in like 5 days or something. She's leaving next Monday, but they are started. I did give her, Pooh, the last Cyborg's craft room. The hashtag for Megan KAL. Now I have to look back. I don't even remember what, the Trillion. I did give that to her because it didn't look good on me. It looks fabulous on her. I knew it would look good on someone. So that's the first thing on my needles. Sarah's Dublin Bay Socks. I'm working on the ribbing of the second sock. Next thing that I have worked on is the stained glass Afghan Take 2 that's riding around in this huge bag that's bigger than my head that Amy, Froggy Monkey, made for me that I love. So several things with this. First, more coffee. So I'm using the Juggling Hexes pattern by Wendy Harbaugh. It is a free pattern over on Ravelry. My mom saw me with my little gallon Ziploc bag and the fact that I was running out of room. So included in my Easter box from them, she threw in a 2-gallon Ziploc bag for me. I don't know why mom has a 2-gallon Ziploc bag, but that was awesome. So obviously I haven't moved the scraps over to the 2-gallon, but I will get to it, and that's awesome. So that's riding around in the bag too. The Afghan, so far, looks like a fish. Ish. So I've been doing the centers, and then because I've been doing these usually in the evening after the twins have gone to bed, it's been darker. I don't want to deal with the black to join everything together. So I've just been making more of the centers, which it's working. So I've got a few to show you. This one, it looks gray. It's not. This one's gray. Does it look better back here? This one's the lilac, the KMBFLA. Kiss my big fat lilac butt. Keep it safe. I don't know what the gray is. I used it on my sister-in-law's color affection that I knit for her birthday. Then I have this bit of pinkness that I believe is Firebird. And God, this is so old. This is from like the first or second Socks That Rock and Sock Club from Blue Moon Fiber Art. So that is old. This one, which I love it, is Farmhouse. Again, Socks That Rock lightweight. And I knit a pair of Breaking Heart socks for my mom out of this. And as soon as they were done, I was regretting immensely that they were for my mom and not for me, because I love this color. And then this is another one from my sister-in-law's color affection shawl. Another blue that I don't know what color it is. It might be Star Sapphire. I'm not sure. And then I pulled out more, since I was giving scraps to my friend Sarah to darn her all the socks that I have knit for her over the years, anything that I still had scraps for. This purple one, yeah, that I can't remember the name of, but I knit her a pair of monkey socks out of it years ago. It was still back in Omaha. Rehab was still up on 8 East at Emmanuel Medical Center, so it's been a while. Well, I was like, I'd rather make like one more center before I give it to you? So I hurried up, literally right before I came down here, and whipped up another purple center. So I have made 6 centers this week alone. Just sat down, whipped them out. Now I have to join them on here and make this a little bigger. And that might be what I do when I go upstairs, is start joining those on so that my Afghan will no longer look like a fish when I show it to you. Oh my goodness. And, where is it? I'm using an F hook, US F. Let's see if it'll focus. Oh, it will. It's a 3.75 millimeter needle. Good old Susan Bates aluminum crochet hook. It's working for me. I'm down to, first time through of, let me see. Hang on, there are some little wee ones hanging out at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 15 colors left that I haven't used yet either making the centers or joining them on. So then we will start seeing repeats. I will start transferring stuff back to another bag, and we'll go from there. Keep adding on as I make more socks for people, or more socks for me, or I just might start breaking into the skeins and making that I have in the craft room and just making random hexy centers, just enough off of them to make one hexy, and there'll still be plenty for socks. I feel like I'm like cannibalizing skeins of yarn when I do that, though. This whole thing was meant to be stash busting. This is stash. This is stash. Or I just might keep going with this until I've used stuff up and then add on in the future as I see fit. How's that sound? I don't know. Still debating. So that's everything I have on my needles actively right now. I did do one thing start to finish. That is my FO of the week. And I'm going to scoot the camera a little bit so I can read to you off my Ravelry page, because I wanted to, excuse me, I'm trying to catch the light. And I'm like, this is taking too long to write show notes. Oh, it's all on my Ravelry page. Never mind. So my little Pokemon Masters, you guys know I had already made one crocheted Pokeball. Well, I made a second one. This is not the same one. This is a second one. And the way I can tell is I did a cruddy job joining on the black. So there's a little bit of black down into the white button there. So this is the one I made for Tara for Easter. The kids each got one Pokeball a piece in their Easter basket, along with all the usual goodies. They got sidewalk chalk and chapstick and candy, of course. Jelly beans inside their plastic Easter eggs, which now every time I turn around, it's, Mom, can we have some candy? No more candy, stop. And there's the, yeah. So, crocheted the Pokeball. The pattern is free on Ravelry. It is called Pokemon Pokeball by Nicole's Nerdy Knots. She has a whole bunch of free patterns. So if you have a tiny Pokemon master in your life and you're a crocheter, she has a Bulbasaur. She has a Weezing. She has a Pikachu, both a big and a little one. She actually made a Pokeball that will open, that's big enough to fit some of the smaller Pokemon inside of the Pokeball. And yeah, aside from the fact that this killed my hands to make, and so I can make one, and then I have to stop and not make another one for a while. I used a G hook, which is a 4.0 millimeter needle, used Red Heart Super Saver solids, which is probably part of why it killed my hands as well. And then I just have bags of stuffing from when I was making toys and those felted hedgehogs from Fiber Trends a few years ago. It's probably like 8 years ago now, gosh. So I have these like 2 big bags of stuffing. Like, why don't craft stores sell small bags of stuffing? I don't understand, because you need some fiber fill. You need enough for like something wee or a small toy. You don't need enough, like something the size of a queen size pillow. They make pillow forms for that. But anyway, I digress. So Red Heart Super Saver Solids, I got it at Walmart. The red is Cherry Red, number 319. The black is colorway 312 black. And the white is white, colorway number 311. So those are the colors that I used. I just went to the store and picked out what looked close. Kids can't tell the difference. They don't care. They have Pokeballs. That now it's become a game to whip them at their father and I and go, Mom, I catch you. And it comes flying at our face. But luckily this is a lot softer than the dog's tennis ball. So I'm happy. And the kids love them. So that's my FO of the week. I'm probably going to make some more in the future. I closed my project page for it just because I don't like having that many hanging out at the top of my project page on Ravelry. But I closed out that individual project page. It's just labeled Pokeball. You can see Tara holding one while hugging her stuffed Pikachu, if you'd like to head over there and see it. But it's perfect. These are like perfect size for like little toddler hands. They can hold it. It's just right size for them to throw. It's slightly smaller than a baseball. I'd say it's about the size of a racquetball, maybe a little bit bigger, between a racquetball and a baseball. So, excuse me, various and sundry stuff. Work stuff. Work has been a big, giant, honking ball of stress. Let's leave it at that. Hopefully things are getting better. Hopefully. We'll see. House guests, I already told you, my mother-in-law was out here for Easter. And it was great to have her out here. The kids loved it. Everything was Grandma Nell, Grandma Nell. And shortly after she left, my college friend Sarah, who I knit the socks for, and she was the maid of honor in my wedding. For those of you that have watched the wedding video, I know a lot of you have. She came out to visit because she's one of the godmothers for the twins, the kids. And so she had to come out to see her godbabies. She had some time off. So she drove out from Minnesota, is staying like close to 2 weeks. And it's so nice to have a spare set of hands in the house. Hubby and I got to go out and have like a real date night, like dress up date night. I wore my LuLaRoe dress that I had bought from my friend Lynn, which I hadn't worn since I bought it. And I was like, why did I buy a dress? I never wear dresses. Tara lit up as soon as I walked out. Mom, you look so pretty. You're wearing all your sparkly jewelry and you have a dress on. Let's twirl. So she and I had a twirling party in the living room before we left. And we got to go out and have like a 2.5 hour meal. We went to the Melting Pot, which we'd never been to, up in Fort Collins. Ate our weight in cheese and other yummy deliciousness. And oh my gosh, so good, but it's definitely a special occasion place to go out to. But it was so good to go to, and we had a really great server, so that was kind of nice to have a house guest for. We also, within the last 2 weeks, we got to go out right after Sarah got here, so a week ago. Was it just last Thursday? Yeah. Went out to another escape room. This one's really, really good. I know I'm hiccuping. It's really, really good. It's in Loveland. Those of you that are local, it is called Cluology. So Clueollogy. Cluology. Yes. And we went to their first room, which is called Einstein's Theoretical Relatives. Amazing. So good. We did make it out. We only contaminated 2 of our players. They took one for the team. But we're definitely, the group of us that have kind of been organizing from work, there's a group of six or 8 of us that like to go and do these. And they gave us a little like sneak peek preview at their second room, which had just opened a few days prior. And it looks amazing. And if everyone would have been gung-ho, we would have just gone straight into that second room. But Eric and I were about the only ones that were gung-ho for it. So we're going to try to get together and do that second room and then go from there. I'll keep telling you about them, but Cluology, 2 thumbs up. That one, you guys did an awesome job on that room. But yeah, it's been nice to have someone to watch the kids and help us out a little bit. So let's do one. Any questions? Let me get over to the page. So over at the top of the Ravelry page for the show, there is a sticky thread called Any Questions. And ask me anything that comes up, anything you can think of that you'd like to hear me answer within reason. I'm happy to answer things, and I'm just working my way down the list. As long as you keep asking me questions, I'll keep it as a part of the show. So going back to Can Knit, who is Chris over on Ravelry. She said, I've been catching up on my episodes. Just watch episode 276. So 276 is an episode from back in December of 2016. I had to go back and look. Did you make the sweater you were wearing? If so, what pattern is it? I've been trying to find it on your projects page, but have given up. Thanking you in advance, Chris, rap name Can Knit. So Chris, I did not make my sweater that I was wearing. However, my mom did. So that was a Christmas gift from her, I think 2 years ago, 2015. It might have been earlier than that. It might have been earlier. Well, hang on. Because my mom, her Rav name is Mama Teja, so Mamateja. It is over on her Ravelry page as the Blue Bud sweater. It's down about 4 or 5 rows. So she made this, oh gosh, she made this in 2012 for me. Finished it for Christmas in 2012. I think I wore it so right after I'd gotten married, and I wore it the following summer while I was pregnant with the twins. And it's a nice sweater to have. The pattern is Red Bud by Mercedes Tarasovich from Classic Elite number 9174 Peabody Path. And I don't know if my mom has a copy of this or if she purchased it. It is available for purchase on Ravelry. I think it's a $6 pattern when I looked it up. So the pattern again is Red Bud by Mercedes Tarasovich. She knit me a size large and knit it using Cascade Yarns Ultra Pima, which is a DK weight 100% cotton yarn in colorway 3732, which is aqua that she got at the Loopy U, and used a US 3 and a US 5 for it. So that was my Christmas present in 2012. I've had that sweater for 5 years. It's a nice sweater to have. It's, oh my gosh. It's a good piece that you can dress up, dress down. It goes with jeans. It goes with dress pants. So, sorry, what I'm oh my goshing about. I didn't realize So I put the stupid patches on the bottom, but how am I blowing out the heel back here? How did I do that? Oh my good gravy, I'm gonna have to sew that close. Ay, sorry. I just looked down and saw a hole and it's like, what the heck is happening here? Anyway, so let's see, what else? What else did you have to ask, Chris? Oh, what pattern? So did I make the sweater I was wearing? No, but my mom did, and it's the Red Bud pattern. So there you go. There's your answer. And yeah, let's leave it at that. We're at 22 minutes, so we'll stop there. And I will see you all next week. And until then, happy knitting.